I looked the part, but I was living behind the applause. Every congrats I gave stung a little. Every shower I helped plan was a prayer I still hadn't seen answered. But God, He met me in the delay and reminded me that becoming comes before blooming. My name is Akua, and this is my story. Getting ready for church used to be joy. Now it's a battlefield, because after every amen comes the questions I never asked for. As soon as church is over, the real test begins. Dodging these African aunties carrying prophecy is my superpower. They mean well, but most times I just want to hear from God and not them. It's always, Akua, when are you getting married? Akua, your mates are marrying. African Auntie Edition 4.0. The trauma follows me to my car, and the questions never end. Then the group chat, always blowing up, from spa days to bridal showers to ring pics, all in one scroll. They were celebrating, and I was still surviving. And those nights, I will try having a pretty conversation with God first, not the faith-filled one, but an honest dialogue where I share my feelings and also ask Him if I will ever be good enough. Yeah, I know. Sometimes my tears carry more weight than my words. I did not know it then, but this was where my heart would start to shift. It was my best friend's bridal shower, and even with questions, I chose to show up with love and not lack. I got there and set up gracefully. It felt like that last prayer really made a difference, not outside, but on the inside. Love showed up through my hands. I was so happy, not because everything was perfect, but because something inside me was finally free. I danced with her, my sister, my friend, and not once did I think about when it would be my turn. In that moment, I was just grateful to feel joy again. I gave joy to everyone that day. They stepped away to grieve quietly, not in envy, just in honesty. I think I needed to release a timeline I once idolized. But hey, who gets time to sulk when your girls pull up in holy alignment? They saw my silence and they covered it with laughter and love. Going to church wasn't a chore anymore. I didn't go searching for answers. I went to serve again. Even Uncle Ato's "God said you are my wife" text, more funny than annoying now, because I knew who I was and I wasn't desperate to be chosen. I was already called. And don't get me started on the prophecies. It was like God had me on prophetic speak dial. Every midweek service, same message, I see you, my daughter. And honestly, I started to believe He meant it. Believing did not also mean that I stopped crying. I still soaked my pillow some nights and wondered if Auntie Rose was right, that maybe my womb had a deadline. And as if that wasn't enough, Uncle Ato kept ambushing me at the coffee shop every Monday. Same line. God said you are the one. You think I'll change routines, but hey, I don't run from problems, I face them. And this day in particular, I decided to finally hear what God has been supposedly saying to Uncle Ato. I mean, why hasn't he dialed me with the same message? Let's just say, curiosity did its thing that day. That weekend, I packed with full joy for my best friend's bachelorette sleepover. I couldn't wait to kick off the wedding fun, and honestly, I was dying to spill the tea about Uncle Ato and Mama Rose from church. It didn't weigh me down anymore. Somehow, my spirit just felt lighter, like joy had quickly moved in. Seeing my girls again to celebrate our bride was full circle. But let's be real, Uncle Ato's tea was bubbling, and I couldn't wait to spill it. And yes, I told my girls, I did talk to Uncle Ato, partly for the clarity, but mostly for the tea. You know how we do. They made me promise to never speak to him again. As if I would. Rounding up our night with hugs was all we needed. A great sisterhood bond. Before bed, I kept thinking about how happy my best friend looked, knowing she was walking into love the next day. A part of me longed for that too, but I focused on praying just for her, that God would give her joy, make her a great wife, the same way she's always been a great friend to me. I was honored to be her maid of honor, and as beautiful as I looked, I knew it wasn't my day, but I served her like it was. I poured out my love for her and her husband. And yes, I cried, not from sadness, but because we've prayed for this moment and God really did show up and He did it for us. The whole bridal team felt it, that deep, overwhelming joy. God really does make everything beautiful in its time. And that day, I danced like I was living an answered prayer, free and fulfilled. Then I looked up and caught someone watching me, handsome, calm, curious. I smiled and I kept dancing. Everything happened so fast. One moment, I was getting to know this man with kind eyes and an easy smile. The next, I was standing under twinkling lights, watching him go down on one knee. Till today, I still ask, God, how did I get here? But maybe, just maybe, this is what grace looks like. For years, I clerked for others, but today, heaven whispered, it's your turn. This is how I went from bride of Christ to bride to be. Delay isn't denial. Keep applauding. I promise you, your turn is coming.